Hey you, how'd you fancy chilling with me today, pottering around the house, doing some cleaning, just generally having a catch up? It's probably one of my favourite things to do is just go for coffee, chill with my friends and chill with my family, and you guys are basically my friends at this point, so I feel like we need a well-due catch up on just everything about life. I'll give you a little update about work because I know you guys originally were here for that, tell you where I've been lately, and we'll just generally have a little catch up because I love doing that and I love watching people just show me their life. So let's do exactly the same for you guys. I was having a little look on my YouTube channel the other day because I feel like my YouTube channel's not really been at the forefront of my mind lately because work's been quite tough. I've been doing a wide range of trips that have just made me very tired. So I'm kind of a little bit loopy. It's the only way I can describe it, as in like my brain is just foggy. I don't know what day of the week it is. I don't even know what time it is. I can look at a clock and it just won't even go in my mind what the time is. I get lost in the day totally. I just forget in general what I've done, what I need to do, what someone has told me. Someone can tell me something and I'll forget it about 10 minutes later. It's that bad. And I feel like that's one side effect of being cabin crew is your brain is just foggy all the time. And I just feel stupid because of it, but it's not my fault. It's literally just the jet lag and being tired. But the weather at home is making me feel a bit better, I have to say, especially today. Today, the weather is beautiful. I just went to the shop and I put a massive coat on because these last few days it's been rainy and cold and just horrid. So I kind of expected the same, but it's totally the opposite. It was not a good idea to go out in a big fluffy coat. But anyway, I'm back home now and today is gonna be a chilled but busy day, which is one of my favourite kind of days. So I checked on my channel, as I said, about when the last update was in general about the flats that I showed you. And it has been quite a while actually. It's been probably at least a month and a lot has changed in the flat. We kind of sort of started things off with trying to get the basics to actually just live. So things like sofa, dining table, storage, bed, which we already had, and just stuff that we can just basically live with. And now is the time that I've been looking for, which is buying the little knickknacks to make it feel like home. And even just like buying the littlest things can just change a room entirely. It's quite incredible really. So I'm gonna just show you some of the bits that I've bought, show you some of the bits that I think are maybe essential to making your room feeling more homely, and just anything that I've learnt along the way about just building a home, I want to share with you because I would have found that so useful if I was on the other foot. Life update, where should we begin? Let's begin with tea because my tea is actually cold now. I just ran Vic to work, so it's just me and you today. And I made a tea beforehand, and does anyone else do this? You make a tea, forget about it, and then you realise about an hour later that it's hovering around. So that's what I've done, but I don't actually mind drinking cold tea. I just suffer with it because I tend to be drinking cold tea most of the time. I'll tell you a bit about work. So where have I been? So I've just come back from Vegas actually. Vegas was a really cool trip. I do like Vegas in general. It's one place I sort of tend to go to once every 6 months. I don't know why that's the case. It's just kind of how my roster falls. But I don't mind actually going back every now and again. You probably think, well, Vegas is the same kind of thing. It's gambling, it's drinking, it's partying, which it definitely is. But it's a great place to just wander around. And every time I go there, I find somewhere different. I don't know how I managed to do that, but I'll wander deep into a hotel and I'll find somewhere that I haven't seen or been to before. So that's the perk about Vegas. And I just know what I am going to expect when I go there. So it's like my comfort zone, which as a Virgo, I really like. So yeah, just been to Vegas, although I'm really tired because we didn't go out. We did one of the nights. The first night we just went out for some food because we were all starving after the flight. So I just had some chicken wings. And we didn't get back into the hotel until about 11, which is 7 AM at home. So I've done an all-nighter at that point. been awake since probably the late morning, I would say, that prior morning. So almost 24 hours awake. So that's one night where I'm almost 24 hours awake. The second night we went out because there was a DJ playing at one of the clubs, which was called Marquee, the club. The DJ, I think he was a guy from Jersey Shore. I've never heard of him before, but he was sick. He was so, so good. Yeah, we came back. I would say it was about 3:30 Vegas time, which is 11:30 in the morning in the UK. So that was 2 very, very late nights, and I'm paying the price for it now, let me tell you. Like these last 2 days I've been off work, I have not been too busy. I've tried to sort of take it slow, which definitely did, but I don't think any amount of time between trips can help me recover from just having such intense trips like that in terms of staying awake for so long. You could say I did that to myself, which I definitely did, but when I'm away, I want to enjoy my trips to the fullest, which I definitely feel like I did with Vegas. I've done pretty much the usual trips. I've done Montreal, I've done New York, I've done Toronto. I've tend to sort of stuck to the eastern side of America, so I've been used to sort of the same time zone, the same quick flight times. It's been my comfort zone lately. And then Vegas kind of hit a spanner in the works, and I was like, whoa, okay. It's been a while since I've done the 8 hours back time zone, and it was tough, let me tell you that. I'm not one to struggle with sleep, but I have to say on this trip I did, and I really don't know why at all. I can't even pinpoint a reason why. There was no reason for it. So these last few days off have been pretty much an opportunity to catch up on sleep. And that's what's hard about going that far over in the US, is knowing your days off will be spent just doing pretty much a lot of nothing. So my first day off, I didn't really do anything. Second day off was yesterday, which was with Vic, and we just kind of chilled, had some nice food, went to a few shops, saw his family. It was very chilled. And today, it's going to be a chill day, but busy at the same time. So that's my general life update with work. It's the usual thing. I'm still enjoying it. I'm still loving traveling. It makes me appreciate coming home to this beautiful flat every single time, and I'm just enjoying coming home to Vic as well. Just makes us appreciate each other's time when we do have it together, like yesterday. My options of things that I could do on my days off these last few days have been very limited anyway, because COVID has made an appearance again, which I didn't even know it was. A lot of my family have got COVID. My mum's got COVID, which is great. I was gonna pop in and see her for a cup of tea these last few days. Couldn't see her. A few of my other family members have mentioned they've got like cold symptoms, and I'm like, well, if I know one person's got it, I don't really want to be around the rest of you. I'm going to stay well away from that because I don't want to be involved. So it's kind of limited me to what I can do and who I can see, who I can't see. So it's been quite a good opportunity to chill. I have to say, probably very ignorant of me, but I didn't even realise COVID was circling again. So then when my mum mentioned it, she's like, yeah, I've noticed on the news and stuff, they've mentioned it's been popping up every now and again, and it just seems to be this time of year, isn't it? It's a very bad time of year, spring. Anyway, I think that's enough life update from me. Let me know in the comments what you guys are up to. How's your life going? How are you? Let me know in the comments. Let's have a little chat down there. But also let's have a little update about the flat. What's changed? What haven't you seen since the last time I showed you? One big mention that I want to show you, which I absolutely love to make a home feel like home, is pillows. And I saw these pillows in Dunelm probably a few months ago, very close to when we first actually moved in. And I fell in love. Like, these are stunning. I don't know what it is about them. I think it's just they're very abstract, and I love abstract designs in general. I've been looking at a lot of pictures to go like on the walls up here that are very abstract, very similar to this. I just love like brush strokes, paintwork. I love it. So this was a no-brainer for me to get. So I got 3 of them because I thought 3 is a good sort of number, and then we can sort of add pillows in between as and when we find ones that we both like. But for now, these are the ones that we both agreed on that were a great start to making a little pillow collection on our sofa. One thing I'm very big on when it comes to things like this is how things feel. So if you want to know, this is like a velvet, the black, and this is almost like a sort of satiny, you can see it there, material. So if you don't like those two sort of fabrics, that's something to take note of. But these were £14 each, so quite pricey for pillows, I guess, but it depends how much you like them, and we loved them. Another thing that's also a big factor with pillows as well, I guess, is the comfort, and they're really like plump. So when you're sat up and you want to like get comfy, if you're chatting to people, you just want to be generally comfortable, they're really good at sort of helping your posture and things, which is, I guess, quite important with pillows, as well as looking good. You'll probably notice in the background of this video that there are still boxes around, and that kind of comes part and parcel with moving into a flat apartment, I guess, is that you don't have the space to store the things that you're going to need later, but you don't need now. So a loft and a garage, things like that we don't have. So these boxes, which we are going to need definitely later on in life, which is our TV boxes, so our monitor boxes, they will be needed for moving in the future whenever that happens. So my mum has very kindly offered for us to put some of these bits into her loft, because she has quite a big loft, and she said we can just pop those out of the way and then grab them when we need them in the future. So yeah, things like the monitor boxes, we're going to be needing those at some point, some hangers, so I'm keeping those aside, and just a few last boxes that we need to put away, but we just need to get a few final bits of storage just to finish off these last few bits. But when we've also got some clothes and things and some of my childhood toys all sucked away in the vacuum pack bags, which are from B&M, by the way. They're like £3 for 2 bags, so they're super, super good. And they're just good at like compacting things away that you don't need right now. So they're another thing that we're probably going to pop away in the lofts at some point. It has been a while, so I'm not sure if you've actually seen these or not, because we have had these a while. But these side units to our TV stand are actually separate. We've got one either side of the TV stand, but this is just generally useful for things like games that we want to keep, just to show off little candles and things, as you see, that we've got from our San Francisco trip, also like cars and just general little knickknacks to add to that, just to make it feel nice and homely, but as well as being a useful bit of storage. So we've had these a while, but they're from the same brand that we've got our TV stand, our coffee table, our dining table, which again, you'll see, we finally got dining chairs. If you follow my Chloe's Condo Instagram account, you will have seen these already, but we finally decided on dining chairs. We've literally only just got these, and we've pretty much been in the flat now 2 months. We pretty much got this table very early on into our moving in. So it's been a while since we've had actual chairs to be able to sit at the table, but it's so nice to finally have some. So the reason it took us so long is because we were being very picky, which I think you have to be when you're buying home stuff, because you have to make it work for you. So initially we found pretty much a very identical chair to this one, but it was the same brand, same texture as this one, the same design, but it was all wood, which to us didn't look like it would be very comfortable. And we wanted backs to them, we wanted them to be really comfortable, because we spend a lot of time sitting and chatting at the table, especially when we have friends over. So that was very important for us. So when we saw these pop up on Amazon, we straight away got them. These come in a pack of 2, so we bought 2 boxes and had a total of 4 chairs. But we just love how this is padded and spongy, which adds to the comfort. We were also a little bit worried about there being too much of this rustic brown throughout the lounge and the kitchen, so we wanted to have it broken up with black. So initially we were just looking at all black chairs, but this I think is perfect really. It still looks like it's within the same range, which it definitely is because of the pattern, but we've broken it up massively with the black, which it looks good. It looks so good, so much better than we thought it would as well. And this is what they all look like at the table, which we are so pleased with the little setup we have here, that we've utilised the space, but it looks good too. The other problem I've just thought of that we had with finding chairs is this space here is not massive. So we had to get the sizing right. Because these are from the same brand, these worked well, but any other chairs that we had, we noticed were quite wide and wouldn't both fit neatly into this little space. So I'm so glad that they finally brought out the perfect chairs that we wanted really, and that they fit well too, because I would be so annoyed if they were sticking out and that we were kind of invading our kitchen space. So it was all worked out for the best, and I'm so glad that we waited. One big tip I want to mention in this video when it comes to changing your living space from a house to a home is lampshades. Did not realise how much a lampshade can change a living space in terms of different lampshades create different lighting, and in turn that changes the size of your room. They just add an element to the room that I just cannot even describe. It really changes a room and just makes it look very complete. So we got two specific lampshades which I want to mention, which are exactly the same, just two different colours, both from Dunelm. Dunelm is a place that I visit at least once a week. It's become an obsession, borderline close to B&M obsession, which I'm admitting my flaws, so it's fine. I can carry on with it. I'm loving those two places at the moment. It's so bad, but it is what it is. But these two lampshades I absolutely love, purely because of the type of lighting they create. We haven't even changed the lampshades, but when you take it off, you put the light on, the lighting is so different to when you have it on, and you'll see exactly why. This is the light shade that we have in our lounge. So it's black, it's kind of like a velvet material. I'm not the biggest fan of velvet, but from afar you can't even really tell that it's velvet. It's a very sort of thin velvet, which is really nice. And you can see that rim of gold. So you can basically have that either on top or below. So there's like a rotating mechanism inside to where you can change whether you want it one way or the other, which is really cool. I like it on the bottom purely because of the light it creates. I'm going to turn the light on and see if you can actually see it. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to because it's daylight outside, but we'll give it a go. So you can see how the light like bounces off the gold and it creates such a warm lighting in the lounge. It's so cozy, so warm, so homely. It's honestly so good. I'm so pleased with these. These are £22 a light shade. So you could say this is quite a pricey buy, but these are going to be something that we keep for a long time just because of how much we both love it. When I brought it home to Vic, he was like, oh, I don't know how I feel about it. And then as soon as I put the light on, his opinion changed massively. So yeah, it's one of those where I always keep the receipts when I buy these things, just in case both of our opinions are differing. But I'm so glad this one turned out to be a good buy because I love this one. We actually only bought this one yesterday. We bought the one that's in our bedroom probably a couple of weeks ago now. And yeah, let me show you that one because this one is a slightly different colour. I'm still yet to sort our bedroom out this morning. I've been very lazy with it. I've not even opened the blinds, but this is a good opportunity for you to see the lighting this creates. So you can just see it's such a warm, cozy lighting. I love what that gold creates. And this shade is like a green shade. It matches our roller blinds as well, which I'm not sure you've seen yet, so I'll give you another preview of those shortly. But yeah, it's just such a perfect match to the blinds and the aesthetic in general that we were going for in the room. So we're really, really pleased with these buys. So I have moved house quite a few times in the last, I'd say 10 years, and I noticed one big thing that massively changes a room, in addition to the light shades, just massively changes a room, and it's one of the first things I want to do when I move into a new place, and that is curtains and blinds. It's mainly about the privacy. I'm so big on my privacy. I want my space to feel like my space, and blinds and curtains just give us the privacy that we want. These blinds we are so happy with. It was one of those where I had a little advertisement on Instagram. I was just like, sometimes these adverts can be a little bit hit and miss. This was definitely a hit. I'm going to show you the blinds that we got in the lounge, in addition, again, to the ones that you just saw in the bedroom, so you can see them in a different light. But I'm so, just generally, even to this day, we've had these up for a long time now, but I'm just so pleased with them, as is Vic. We're just so pleased with how everything has turned out that we've bought for this place. So these are the star blinds we've got. So they are roller blinds. They are from Blinds Direct, which was the advert that I had on Instagram. So they're quite thin blinds, but they're so easy to install. We installed these ourselves with just a drill and some screwdriver bits and all the nails and the wall plugs that they provided us. But it's such an easy put up. They are just so flush to the wall. You basically measure it all yourself. You can be sent samples, which is exactly what we did. And they measured these perfectly. These ones, even though they're thin, they're blackout, which is so important, because that's one thing that wakes me up in the morning is sunlight. And I needed the sunlight to be out of my eyes in the morning. In the lounge, in the bedroom, anywhere, I like them to be blackout. So I'm very pleased with how these have turned out. And I just love the texture on these too. You can see that it's like a really, just generally nice, homely texture. It's like a charcoal grey. The best thing is as well, those blinds match the curtains that I brought over from my old bedroom so well. It was very much a guesstimate with that. We did get the samples to make sure everything did match perfectly, but I just could not believe how well that they did. And these aren't even from the same place either. These are from HomeSense, and obviously those are from Blinds Direct. So that was just such a winner for us. You could even pick out which colour drawstring you wanted. We went with black because we've also got the black curtain poles as well, so everything matched really well, and we're just so pleased, so pleased. That's one thing you're going to hear a lot in this vlog, is I'm so pleased. So yeah, we also have the same in the kitchen as well. So now it's time to actually open the blinds in the bedroom. But you can see here we went with gold here, which matches the lampshade beautifully, and also the pillows that we have on our bed as well. I guess you can kind of see the green there. It's a very dark forest green, and because they're blackout, I mean, you saw how blackout it made the room when they were shut. They're so good, but this green is beautiful, and a green that I'm absolutely loving in all walks of life at the moment. So yeah, another blind that we love. The only problem was, I think I ordered all 3 blinds in this format. So yeah, you'll see these ones are rolling this way and they're rolling the reverse in the lounge, and I'm pretty sure I ordered them all like this, so I'm a little bit confused. I have to say, because they are bespoke made, you probably think to yourself, they're probably quite pricey, but they weren't really. You can obviously had the little added extras to make it a bit more expensive. We did have a look to see about making them motor blinds, so you get a remote, press a button and it puts the blinds down for you. But we thought that's something that you can do in your forever home rather than your first home. So we stuck with just the basic manual pull. But yeah, there's different additions you can add to make it more expensive. But overall, for the 3 blinds, we didn't pay a great deal. So definitely a massive mention to Blinds Direct if you are a first time buyer like us and you're a little bit unsure of what you want for your windows, and especially if you have weird shaped windows like us, because ours are so long. Definitely go over there. You can have them made exactly to fit your windows. They don't just do blinds, they do curtains and all sorts as well, so they do a wide range of stuff that you can take a look at, and they came really quickly as well, like a couple of days if that. And yeah, just generally I have no faults to say about Blinds Direct. It's not an ad. None of these mentions in this video is an ad whatsoever. It's purely just our opinions. The final major update I have for you is actually just outside of our flat. So I'm going to pop up there and I will show you what I'm talking about. So I'm talking about our front door mat. This is something that me and Vic could not decide on. I'm telling you now, I must have gone through about 30 odd mats that we just could not decide on. A wide range of really cute homely stuff, to Marvel, to Star Wars, like so many different types that I knew we'd both like, but we were just both like, it's not like right, there's something missing. I even went as far as looking at like really expensive personalised ones. It was ridiculous. But in the end we went with this one. So this is from a brand called Bombay Duck, which is not on the high street. So this was a reasonably priced one from a little small business, so doing our bits for them. And it's quite cute because you get the goodbye on the way out and the hello on the way in. And it's a really good quality as well, like really thick, really good. Like one thing that obviously is a big thing with front door mats is how quickly they fray and how quickly they just lose their colour. But this one seems to be holding up well. I'll let you know how it goes as well. But just, yeah, really good quality, really good price. I think it was about £25 in the end. And we're just really pleased with that one. Plants. Did not think I would be a plant person when I moved out, but apparently I am. I have 3 plants. We moved into this flat 2 months ago yesterday. How have I kept 3 plants alive, including an orchid? When I was at my mum's house, I tried to keep plants alive. I tried to keep flowers alive. Could not do it. I think just being a housewife has just unleashed this new life in me to keep plants alive. I feel like a mum. Maybe that's why. But anyway, I've kept 3 plants alive, including an orchid. So this is my orchid. She's really sweet. I cannot believe I've kept her alive. She hasn't got a name. Couldn't think of a name for her. My orchid actually does have a name now. I did put up a poll on my Instagram story for you guys to help me pick a name for her, and you guys decided on Doris. So meet Doris the orchid. Anyway, I'm gonna put her back on the table, back where she belongs. So one tip my nan gave me actually, she's very big on her orchids, and she suggested about putting ice cubes inside the plant pot. She said they don't need a lot of water at all, so 1 or 2 ice cubes does the trick, and I think it's been working. Spider plant. My mum got me this one. She called it a spider plant. I don't actually know if it is a spider plant or what the specific name is, but we've been calling it a spider plant. Apparently they're not hard to keep alive, so maybe this isn't my doing, it's just the fact that it's an easy plant. But there are parts of it that have kind of gone a bit crispy, so maybe I am killing it, I don't know. But I've been watering these once a week, and apparently that's all they need, but it's a vibe, it's cute. And then finally, my named plant, we have Bonnie. Don't know why Bonnie. Vic just kind of called it Bonnie once, and it stuck around, so Bonnie it is. This one's quite easy to keep alive because it sounds really bad. I just kind of wait for the leaves to start sort of curling over, and that's when I know they kind of need a water. And then they just bloom back up again once they get a bit of a drink. So Bonnie is called a Cathalea. I've never heard of that before, but a Cathalea she is. I'm not a plant expert, but for a first time plant mum, I don't think this is too bad.